Today I wanted to go over a quick little simple project that's fun to do. It's a collage project. The subject I picked is Jesus, and I'm going to have for the background, it's going to be some hymnals that I put together and copied. So the materials you're going to need for this little project is some photocopies. You need to copy, and it's good to get text from a book, some kind of something that interests you, and come up with some kind of shape that you want in the picture. A great place to get copies that has some nice paper I got from the printing press with some texture on this, some nice different colors. You can get there and get copies of your book pages with your text on it. And another good place in town is Copy This Send That. They're great for copies. And what I did with this, some other materials you're going to need besides the copies is maybe some textured paper, something that has a little darker than the white paper, and some watercolor, just something that, something cheap that you can get a hold of, and don't need anything fancy for this, and some Scotch tape, and a frame. And you can go to Frames Unlimited. Debbie's a great source for doing amazing work if you want something framed and keep it really nice. If you're on a very limited shoestring budget, the dollar store has some nice little frames. With the framing, one thing to remember if you buy a dollar store frame, because Debbie will work all this out when she frames it for you, is if you buy your own frame, a lot of times the framing and photography is different than copy sizes. So if you get a photocopy like I did here, and I copied up this hymnal, it's on 8.5 by 11 paper. Now your frame is going to be 8 by 10. So what I do is I pull the frame apart from the dollar store, and I just put the cardboard that comes in it over this, trace it with your pencil to cut it out. So that's going to be our background. So then what we do is I'm going to trace a shape, and this was the shape I chose, and I went and did that so that when you photocopy your text from a book, something different, I went through and traced him onto that, and then I cut it out so that you have your text in there too. So you've got your shape. Then I put this over my textured paper, photocopy that. That gives you this copy, which has your shape of Jesus on there, or whatever subject you pick, and then it's got the texture behind him. Then what I do is I rip this out by hand, rip out my shape, and then I go ahead and take some watercolor, color around it, so that he pops out a little bit, keep him white in the middle. Then when I've ripped that out of the page, then I'll take a piece of Scotch tape, I'll tape him in the center, right here, put it in a frame. This is kind of the finished product. So it gives a neat little collage. Another thing you can do is take it a step further. If you want to do a little bit more on your project, take a brush and some black ink, and then brush in some grass along the bottom. You've got a finished collage piece there. So I hope you enjoyed this, and have fun being creative.